Hello and welcome to the Surprisingly Music Podcast. I'm Trevor,
I'm Taryn.
and he's no longer staring at me because he's been a weirdo. This is Surprisingly Music, where we talk about music.
An album, perhaps?
Surprisingly,
Yeah.
So the whole point of the podcast is that Taryn is completely sober, and I take a few sips of some alcoholic beverages,
Yeah.
and we discuss things related to an album that we chose.
Did I send you that post about the girl who got arrested for violating her DARE contract which she signed when she was 9?
Yeah,
That was
the
fucking
hard
hilarious.
times satire.
Yeah, that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but you just said it like it really happened. You're one of those ate the onion kind of people.
Yeah, I am, man. The Onion's real. Like Alex Jones's takes.
Is Alex Jones real?
No.
I wish he wasn't.
All right. Well, today we are talking about,
An album you chose,
yes, TesseracT's Altered State.
and that's
The band
T's?
is named TesseracT, like from Marvel.
TesseracT. You say TesseracT. Like, is it hard?
Yes. Tessa makes me erect. TesseracT. And the album name is Altered State.
Two Tessas in a row.
2 Tessas in a row. So I chose this album. Kinda. I chose 2 albums last week, and you
Chose wrong.
chose wrong. You were going to get some upbeat pop punk mid 2000s sounding shit. But instead you got this. So I am a big fan of Djent. I know one of our fans is a big fan of Djent, but I don't think they listen to the podcast.
So are they a fan then?
Yeah. They like our Instagram posts.
I like our Instagram posts, and I'm not a fan.
Yeah, it's fair. I do too.
We're the only 3.
There's 3 of our 4 likes. Occasionally, our producer Derek.
Not even.
Yeah. That's why I said occasionally. Anyway, so this is our first Djent band, so we'll also get some time to talk about the genre as a whole. So
Tell us about the band.
So this band's gone through a lot of member changes,
As most bands you like do.
yes. They don't seem to like each other very much.
Can you name one band that you are a fan of that has kept the same lineup all the way through? Because I can name several of bands that I have.
Well, so many of my bands I like are so long running. Yeah, you could say the Beatles, but they were together for 10 years.
Well, yes, the lineup everyone knows.
The Devil Wears Prada has been together for 20 years now, and they've only lost 2 members. So it's
That's pretty good.
That's pretty
It's
good.
a good retention rate, especially when
Yeah.
the bands you like have 13 members.
Closure and Moscow's been the same lineup, but they are a pretty young band. I feel like there's a lot of bands I like, but you just notice the ones that have a lot of lineup changes because it's inherently weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the lineup for this band is
How many people, first of all?
5 people.
Okay,
But
so
including 2 guest musicians, but that's feature acts. So, Ash O'Hara on the vocals. One hell of a name. Ackley Connie, I think, on the guitar and drum programming. Because of budget issues, they had to program a lot of the drums on the album because they didn't have enough money to keep time in the studio. James Monteith on guitar, Amos Williams on bass, and Jay Posttones on drums.
Amos.
Amos?
Yeah.
Amos?
Like Famous Amos. The cookies. Have you never heard of that?
Nope. Okay.
Also, are these people from Ireland or something? Those are very Irish names.
Where is TesseracT from? They're English.
Same fucking difference. The
Yeah.
English killed the Irish.
Yeah.
If we can go into that if you'd like to.
Yeah, so
You would like to?
like to kill the Irish?
No,
Wait,
how the English like to kill the Irish?
Yeah, they're big fans of killing people.
The English, yeah.
Yeah.
The English are assholes.
So this album came out in 2013 under Century Media Records, and it's a Djent album. So,
what is Djent?
Djent is an accident. It
Yeah,
is.
you're right. It should have been aborted.
It is 100% an accident. So there's a Swedish metal band named Meshuggah. Meshuggah are the great
Sugar.
they're the great granddaddies of Djent, but they themselves are not Djent. In the same way, Beatles inspired basically like all modern
roll.
rock and like pop music. They are not themselves hard rock or anything. I won't even say they're much rock anymore, like
They're
compared to a lot of stuff that followed. But they inspired all the rock music. Meshuggah did that for Djent. And so the guitarist was just drunkenly trying to describe their music to someone, like how they kind of do it. And he was like, yeah, so like on the guitar, you're just trying to like a and like the guy was Swedish that he was explaining this to, and he was like trying to like think of like the word, and gent is kind of close to a word in Swedish, so he thought he was saying like the guitar is gent, the guitar is genting. So like he thought that was the name of that technique. Like he didn't think the guy was actually like trying to, like what's it called, an onomatopoeia, when you're like making the sound. That's
Yes, it's called onomatopoeia.
yeah. So he thought that's like what it was basically. Like the word is like the sound that it also makes. So that's how the name came to be. And Djent is like, they take all of the technical side of music theory and just barf it onto a piece of paper. And like it's a lot of like palm muted polyrhythms, super down-tuned guitars, weird time signatures, a lot of tempo changes, weird key choices. It's just basically you take all of music theory and just like, I'm going to use everything. I'm going to use everything in the toolbox, whether I need it or not. It's a good look on you.
Yeah, I'm going hat backwards.
Hat backwards for the Djent album.
Yeah.
So this album, Altered State, is 4 songs long. Split into 10.
That explains so much. No. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that. We'll get into that, but that
So,
explains so much. Holy
in the
shit.
in the same way, Lord of the Rings is one book split into 3 parts. Each song is a song split into multiple parts.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense
Yeah,
now after
so-
the fact, and that's why we do this podcast.
So
Not for you, for me.
So some of the songs are 16 minutes or 12 minutes, but the songs themselves, like the track listing, are 5 minutes and whatnot.
Try 8 minutes,
2 songs are over the 8-minute mark.
and that's too many.
That's too many. All right, so let's get into Altered State.
Okay, so go through the track listing real quick on this one because it is very strange, and I want you to kind of explain it.
So the first song, Of Matter, is split into Proxy, Retrospect, and Resist. Of Mind is split into Nocturne and Exiled. Of Reality is split into Eclipse, Palingenesis, Calibiyao, and then Of Energy is Singularity and Embers.
Okay.
So all 4 songs kind of bring their own vibe to the party.
I didn't even think about that it was that the Of Matter, Of Mind, Of Energy were the songs.
Yeah.
And then those were broken up into that. I've never seen that done before. So kudos to TesseracT.
Djent is basically the metal side of prog. So
Oh, fuck.
So
that
welcome back
explains
to
so much.
Welcome back to the prog show, babies. Taryn's bringing his proggy pants.
Are we gonna play Progger? Oh man,
We're more fans of Pog than Prog.
Yeah,
My little Pog champ.
I love that. I don't know why.
Dude, I saw a picture of an anime girl pointing a gun at the camera, and she was like crying, and it's like, I'm sorry, I have to do this, my little Pog champ, and I got a boner.
Why don't you send that to me?
I'll send it to you later. I have it saved.
Okay.
All right, so
I'm so concerned about you.
starting with number 1, Of Matter, Proxy.
So I just want to point out that this is the only one where on the song title, like, and then my notes, I put Of Matter dash Proxy.
Okay.
Because the rest of them, like, this is fucking stupid.
I'll let you know then where we're at though.
I know which one. It's Of Matter, Of Mind, Of Energy.
I mean just like which song it's like, okay, now we're doing Of Matter.
It's 3-3-2.
No, it's 3-2-2-3 or 3-2-3-2.
Wait, there's 4?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, whatever.
All right. So Proxy. Now Of Matter is the spacey kind of sounding song. Like it sounds like
this one. Yeah, just Of Matter are the spacey kind of ones.
yeah. All right. So
you call it spacey, I call it dreamy.
the word I use is ethereal actually.
That's a good word. That's like you went to like school and shit.
Yeah. But Trevor's just there smoking some weed like it's like I'm in a dream, man.
Yeah, man. It's like
Yeah,
I'm in
man.
like it's like God like is reaching out to me.
And that's the surprising me being sober part, me trying to prop myself up and falling down while sitting. Dude, I am such a klutz. I'm
Yeah.
a klutzy little boy.
Okay.
Proxy.
I wish I had a proxy so I didn't have to be here.
All right, so let's hear what you gotta say.
So, this starts out not how I thought a Djent album would start out.
Yeah.
It had like this soft, dreamy, like ethereal. What did you
Ethereal.
say? Ethereal. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Um,
Ethereal is also, I think, a correct pronunciation. It's like tomato.
Ethereum
Yeah.
by Dogecoin.
To the moon, baby.
And he's singing. I thought it was a woman at first. Ash,
Turns out it's a British man.
whose name is Ash.
Yeah. Dude, he looks manly as hell, too.
He has like this very angelic voice
So they achieved that through
layers.
the nerds out there. Yeah, I think I was watching videos of them in the studio, and I think I saw 16 vocal layers of various harmonies, gang vocals. Like it was just to create this larger than life sound.
But it didn't sound like a chorus. I could hear several layers, but it didn't
Yeah.
sound like a chorus. It's a very angelic
Yeah.
style of vocals, and I'm like, this is supposed to be Djent.
Yeah.
I thought, and so I'm like, okay. And this opening intro continues for a lot longer than it should. Holy shit! And I'm like trying to like, how many bars is this? What is this? Like, I'm fairly certain we've gone past the 12 bars that I'm used to of the blues.
Boy.
Yeah. And here comes this like kind of slow buildup of guitar, and it's not as genty as I thought it was. It wasn't going chug 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 chug. And I'm like, so everything I thought about Djent was wrong. Is this soft metal? Like, what is this? There's no screaming.
Yeah.
The overlaying of vocals is angelic, and like this is like, I feel like I'm ascending to heaven. Then I don't know if it's halfway or 3/4 of the way through this fucking 5.5 minute long song. There's like a breakdown.
Yeah.
And it's like funky.
Yeah.
It's got like a little funky chicken to it. And
They're doing the fucking chicken, you know?
yeah. And I'm like, is this like, this can't be guitar because it's so down-tuned. It's got to be a bass.
It's a bass.
Okay, it is a bass.
Yeah.
Because you also can't make a guitar sound funky.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, but not as funky as a bass.
You've seen Ichika. You can make a guitar sound funky.
But not like a bass can.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a difference.
Yeah.
And then it gets like this weird ass guitar solo, which just like, I'm impressed with the guitar solo, and then it slows back fucking down. It like picked up a little bit.
Yeah.
But this song was not at all what I thought Djent was. And it's over 5 minutes long.
Yeah. It's definitely an interesting way to start the album, in my opinion, because they came off of their one album, which was really hard hitting. That was a
Djent.
Well, even the vocals were still like not that heavy. Like TesseracT never really was on the heavier side of vocals. Like they had like some kind of harsh sounds with other vocalists in the band, but it was never screams. To my
Yeah,
knowledge, I
so-
haven't listened to much of the new stuff.
So, spoiler alert, there's no screaming at all on this
Yeah.
album.
This is why I picked the album. I wanted to do a Djent band, but I didn't want you to just like for the full fucking album. And these are the boys to do the trick.
Well, I was disappointed
I'm sorry.
by that because I was like, this is not at all what I thought it was going to be. And I was
Yeah.
ready to just like fucking punch some walls and go full on Chad
Chad.
or Kyle. Who's the one that punches walls?
Kyle.
Kyle. God damn it.
Chad steals your woman.
Alpha Chad.
Alpha Chads. So yeah, this is the side of Djent that I kind of prefer because when I go to Djent, like I'm trying to get away from my typical music in a way. Like so like that kind of like djenty side of metalcore bands like Architects and stuff, like their early stuff. It's like too similar to what I'm already listening to, so it's kind of just like more of the same in a way. And like I usually try and genre hop because I'm kind of getting like mentally bored of music. Like, oh, I'm listening to too much deathcore, or listening to too much black metal. No such thing as too much black metal. And
Is there a white metal?
Yeah.
Is there a gray metal?
Yeah. I don't know about gray metal, but white metal is Christian metal.
Oh my god, of course it's called white metal.
Well, black metal is literally like satanic metal. Like, it is like, there's this one song about like murdering God. Like, that was what the song was about, and it was.
You mean the last
brutal.
episode of Supernatural?
Second to last. But anyway, so yeah, I chose this one
They
because
didn't
like
even
it's
murder
the
him.
side of Djent that I really love, where it's like it's this beautifully serene, spacey sound. The guitar is kind of like that, like finger tapping, like kind of like guitar, like that's like super echoey, and in the background, and then the bass and the drums are like the where it's like super palm muted and almost like percussive. It's almost like the bassist is a second drummer in the band.
Yeah.
And that's the side of it I really enjoy.
Of this band?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of curious to know your take on percussive string instruments. Like how you felt about like that like super palm muty like style of playing.
When it got when it would get like more of what I thought Djent was,
Yeah.
I dig that. I liked
you
that
dig it?
when it was like the chugging,
Yeah.
you know, and it was more palm muting
Yeah.
through a bar than it was actually open strings.
Yeah.
I liked that.
You did?
Chugging.
Cool.
Chug, 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 chug,
So-
chug, chug.
Up next, we got Retrospect.
One of the more interesting songs on the album, I'd say, for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah?
I'm gonna say interesting, not favorites, but interesting. If it wasn't fucking 5 fucking minutes long,
Dude, the intro riff hits harder than my dad.
so
Like, it's just
But
a
that's
me-
the thing is it started out like the last song. It started out as just a dream, and the vocals are so angelic.
And then
it's
1
like,
minute in.
Yeah. Yes, a minute in, a minute,
Dude, in Djent time, that's like nothing.
Do you understand that I can jerk off in a minute? I don't know if I actually can. I've never timed myself, but that's just a joke.
It's just a joke, guys.
It's a joke, guys. Efficiency.
Dude, like, I'm not trying to spend all day fucking pleasuring my... Dude, I don't understand those guys, too. It's like it's an experience for them. Like, I'm trying to just, like,
It's a
fucking
chore.
dump and go, man.
Dump and pump? Pump and dump?
Pump and dump.
Yeah, dump and pump. That do it the other way around.
Yeah.
Dump and then pump.
Yeah. You just fire it off the side of your bed, vacuum it later.
I don't know if there's a way out of here. I can't get out of here quick enough. Anyway, the vocals are again angelic. It's like a creamy 7-layer dip. The vocals, because there's so
Yeah.
many layers to them.
Dude, like, it's so interesting because, like, the soundscape that they use already sounds super big. And then, like, his voice, like, he's not, like, really belting. You know, it's, like, just that kind of, like, mid-range soft singing. But it sounds so huge, like, in
Yeah.
respect to the soundscape that they're kind of sitting in.
Yeah. Now the key thing, once that guitar riff hits, is while it is djenty, it's not the typical djent you think of where it's chugging,
Yeah.
palm mute, open note, or a single note. He's like moving his fingers around, getting other notes involved.
Yeah.
He's like, hey guys, we're going on a road trip.
Yeah.
Jump on the magic school bus. Let's go.
Yeah. And he uses really fucking weird chord progressions.
And it somehow fits.
Yeah.
And it's good. I liked it. Yeah, he was really going for it. And then for 30 fucking seconds. And then it slows back down. And for like, I swear to God, like 2 minutes. It feels like it's like building up to something that never comes. It's, oh my fucking God. It's like edging you for 2 minutes.
I mean, granted, Of Matter is a rather slow song, yes. So now you know
Stop saying that. Retrospective is a slow song.
And then we end with Resist.
No. We're not done with Retrospective. I am not done with that fucking song. So it slows back down.
Stop, he's dead!
Fuck, shut up. So it slows back down, and I'm like, fuck. And then you get this nice like bass riff coming back in.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. And then Djent comes back in, but it's a different riff than before. So you're like, is this even the same song?
Yeah.
These songs are like fucking adventures because they're so fucking long. You can't do the same thing over for fucking 8 minutes.
Yeah.
And then what the fuck, man? There's a piano in the end.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I did kind of like that part though, with the piano.
Yeah.
The end of the song kind of sounded a little bit like Breaking Benjamin.
I can see that. That kind of like new metal kind of
like a weird like piano kind of it was a weird, and I was like, hey, this is very reminiscent. His vocals are what reminded me a lot more of it too.
Yeah.
Of the singing part of the new metal.
Yeah. So
I was a fan of that part. This retrospective, this 1/3 of a song, according to you, was 3 songs in of itself.
yeah, they definitely take. You're there for the ride when you listen to
Yeah,
Djent.
this is like a fucking Disneyland adventure ride
Yeah, it's like you're watching a movie.
with your ears.
Yeah.
It's like being blind. Wishing you could be deaf.
You know, I didn't see that coming.
That was fucking good. Wishing you could be deaf. God, I'm so funny.
No, so what's kind of this isn't like a dig on the vocalist. I love this band. And this album is like his voice isn't that inherently special. Like,
I know, yeah. At the end of the album, you're like, hey man, do you have another fucking vocal range you can use?
he does get a little belty at times, but it definitely is like mostly just that kind of like he's kind of like sitting back here in respect to the microphone, and it's also right here. Just
This is an ASMR. Stop it.
And it's just like, all right, man, I get it. I feel like I'm like floating through space over some planet that's name is way too fucking long because it's not in our solar system. Like, I get it. And then the song ends with Resist.
Yet another goddamn dreamy intro.
Yeah, because it's the same song.
A song has a beginning and an end, not 16 beginnings and 18 ends. Yeah, I know the math doesn't add up. That's the fucking point.
Yeah, it's because they have weird time signatures.
Yeah, you're fucking right. Oh my god. The most favorable thing that I can say about this song is that it was under 4 minutes.
I mean, did you not like the vocals? Like, once they kicked in, he finally, like, really got up into it and was, like, full singing.
No, because I was
Didn't?
like, I said, oh my god, get to the metal, because it was like another dreamy fucking song again. And I was like, what is this? It builds up to the metal, and then you're disappointed. Like, that's the fucking vanilla metal. Vanettal.
Vanettal?
Vanettal. Basic ass metal. This was a song that I would skip when I knew that the fucking album was actually playing, and I'll get to that later.
So, hey Trevor, guess what? I almost never listen to Of Matter.
Is that the first song?
Yeah, like when I listen to this album, I always skip Of Matter.
You mean you skip Proxy, Retrospective, and Resist?
Yeah, I always start with a Nocturne of Mind.
So yeah, let's go to Nocturne of Mind. Nocturne. Here we go. Fuck yeah. Detune that fucking guitar. Fucking palm mute that shit. Love it. Chugga 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 chug. So good. Guitar is great. Drums aren't crazy.
Oh yeah,
but it's just what it needs.
It's just the like. It's just like that suit. He hits like it's programmed, but I've also seen them live a lot of times. He hits his drums like they sound massive when he's slapping those things. Like he definitely fucking leans into it.
Yeah,
and
vocals are good in the song too. I didn't mind them, but they weren't the best part of the song.
They're a lot more prog sounding, a lot closer to Closure and Moscow style of vocals.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe them.
And this also is like kind of showing like Djent can be heavy without screaming, because this song was fucking hard hitting at times.
Yeah,
and
it's still 6 minutes long.
Yeah,
first 3 minutes are great, and then it slows down for some reason for like a minute and a half.
For plot.
And
plot
then
progression.
Finally, there's no plot progression in good songs.
Yes, there is. It's called Prague, motherfucker.
So yeah, it slows down for a minute and a half. You're like, where'd the middle go? And then it comes back briefly with like the opening style song in the end. Still 6 fucking minutes long.
It's like listening to 2 blues songs.
Fucking 3. And to be honest, this was probably my favorite one so far.
So far, or just in general?
It ends up being my favorite one.
Okay, so. Okay, yeah. Granted, this is the single off the album. This is the most popular song in their discography. This is their biggest song that they closed the concerts with.
Woo! They climbed Mount Everest. I mean, the fucking hill outside of town.
So I personally love this song. Just like those ultra smooth lead, like it's borderline like soloing over like what is the main riff in Djent, which is the chugging stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The rhythm guitar and the bass doing the same exact thing over like super syncopated drums where they're all just like playing the same thing, and the vocalist and the lead guitar are off doing their own fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I personally like just love the way they did it in this song, because I've learned while trying to write a Djent song, just doing it doesn't always sound good. You can't just throw any like high up on the neck, low on the neck, which is like down here. What's the technical term? Low on the neck?
Up the neck is towards you.
Okay, so up on the neck. Just like that super like kind of stuff, like just throwing that over a Djenting riff doesn't always sound good.
No.
They did it really good in this song. I loved it. And then we move on to the finale of Mind, because this is a 2-parter, Exile.
Crazy hard song.
Huh?
It's like a Jetty song.
Yeah. This one was a lot closer to like metalcore in terms of like the riffage. It was like, oh man, am I at a 2008 Warped Tour right now?
And you know what? Song had potential.
You know,
and then I was so feeling the instruments, and vocals come in, and I'm like, can we get some metal fucking vocals?
I was like, every time I listen to the song, right when the vocals kick in, I'm gonna be like, hard vocal.
Yeah, and nothing, and it doesn't happen. And you know what's even worse is it's 9 minutes of that.
Dude, like, and then also, the
9 minutes, Taryn.
Yeah. The vocals sound like hopelessly sad.
Yes.
Like, it is like a step so far above depressed. Like, he sounds Like, just like, what's the point anymore?
He
For 9 minutes.
So okay. Yeah, I was so excited for the song when I first heard it, and I was like, "Oh shit!
We're
here we
going
go.
in on it.
Here we go." And his vocals come in. I'm like, "Oh fuck! Is there a screamer in this band? Can someone go get fucking John from Gans Gavin Dance?"
I feel like they would need a lower screamer than John. Out of the taste of Djent.
Okay.
They usually have the more like kind of screamers.
The fuck was that noise? That looks like you're eating ass.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Run for office.
Yeah, no, so like they definitely brought like that kind of soundscape vibe back into the song, but it didn't feel like it's like spacey ethereal. It just felt like he was like alone in this big empty room of sad.
Yeah.
Like it was just so sad sounding the whole way through. And I was like listening, I was like, like I dig it. Like I can sit here and like vibe to the music and just sit back and enjoy it. Because this isn't music like I would say this album isn't something like you're actively listening to.
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
I got some hard thoughts on that.
And
hard.
This is
TesseracT
definitely
thoughts.
one of those songs where songs like Nocturne and Singularity are very much like songs where you're like engaged in what's going on in the song. This song is definitely like that one that's like it's borderline like elevator music where you're just kind of like sitting back and just kind of like it's there. Yeah. And then we move on to Of Reality, kind of the more prog side of the Djent music is Of Reality with the song Eclipse. So Trevor, what did you think of Eclipse?
Oh, I thought I missed that one for a second because I scrolled up too far. Whew, I was like, did I miss a song to write notes on? Oh yeah, this one. It's I didn't know what to think of this song. I called this song the Bud Light of metal. So it sounds hard. It for some reason comes out and you're like, oh, here we go. This is gonna be hard. And then it's like so basic palm mute guitar just strumming away, but it's all like so light. It's not like what I would consider metal. I think it's like metal light metal, Bud Light of metal.
So
this is the Bud Light of metal song.
I can see that. It's definitely more prog than metal, I would say. So it's like that'd be calling like AC/DC like bitch metal or something. Like it's not metal.
But AC/DC is good.
I wouldn't say that. Like, yeah, let's hear the same drum part for every single song.
Let's hear the same fucking chugging for every fucking song. Let's hear the same fucking vocals for every song.
This is the first like kind of vocal forward song though, where it's like kind of more about the singing than everything else. Like that part at about 1 minute in when the drums kind of like do the like, and then like the bass is like that doing like doom 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 doom, and he's like kind of singing quickly.
Yeah,
like that was really cool.
Yeah, I did like that. I do know which part you're talking about.
Like that, like made my ears like.
Yeah, the vocals were very good, and there was also very Breaking Benjamin like, the way that like his vocals interacted with the guitar and the instrumentation.
Yeah.
It was very, it had that, that new metal kind of sound. So therefore, Bud Light of metal. New metal. Fuck Linkin Park. They're new metal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Of Reality is like the one grouping of songs, I'll say that for you, that I would recommend to someone who's like not going to like Djent that much, but if I was like trying to push them toward Djent, like it's definitely like the ease them in. Like you said, it's the Bud Light of metal. If you're trying to get someone like to harder liquors like me and they've never drank before, you start with something light. I don't know if Bud Light's good. I'm gonna assume no.
It's good if you're dehydrated.
I would like, I don't even understand beer. Like Okay, we're gonna talk about this for a second.
Okay,
So like,
I like talking about
I don't
beer.
understand beer, but I think I just kind of made the connection in my head because I feel like if I was drinking, I'd be a mixed drink guy. Like I'd be, like I'll pour a little bit of tequila in the glass, add some stuff to it, mix it up, have a drink like a margarita or a gin and tonic. Like, I'd be like making a drink and drinking it.
It'd be classy.
And yeah, or like an old fashioned or fucking anything. But I feel like that's just because of who I am. Like if I'm hungry, I'm usually going to make something, where I feel like beer is like you're just grabbing the thing of Fritos and sitting on the couch and consuming.
With a beer, yeah.
Yeah, is that like the correct like kind of analogy you'd say? Like beer is basically the snack food of alcohol?
I would say, in a sense, yes.
Like it's just kind of the easy access. Like
You don't have to make it. It's
you just
there.
crack it open and start drinking it. And like you don't have to worry about getting too blitzed like with drinking hard liquor.
It's hard to say. I would say it's more of like the prepackaged meals.
Okay.
But the
problem
is
you're still eating just.
There's craft prepackaged meals. That's like if this was a craft, like I'm drinking Ecliptic Brewing Phaser Hazy IPA.
And that one actually smells pretty good. Like I can smell it from here. And it doesn't smell like as bad as a lot of alcohol does to me. Like that fucking Hazelicious shit or whatever smells like hot garbage to me.
Yeah, this one does definitely smell really good, and it goes down really good.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think it's just I think I really like bitter things.
Yeah.
Like I like just straight iced tea, not sweetened. I like that, and
see, like in my experience, I love the smell of like dark liquors, like that really like kind of woodsy kind of like bourbony kind of smell. Like I love that shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the music.
Yeah, it's the prepackaged meals of it, but it's like I don't want to say that like disparagingly. What?
I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to fix it. I drew a line in my notes. I don't know how to fix it. All right.
Karen got a new phone for the first time in 4 years.
But yeah, so this is the song that I would first introduce someone to Djent with because it's not too like in your face like.
So I was right by calling it the Bud Light.
Yeah, like just like get slapped with that, like bass basically.
Slap the bass.
Slap the bass. Slap the like button. Like
yeah,
now.
slap the like button. Does that work?
Yeah.
When you say that to people?
Be sure to like the video and subscribe and leave a comment. And be sure to hit the bell notification.
Eat my dick. Just let people enjoy content if they want to enjoy your content. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like if you want to, go ahead. I don't care.
Yeah. Like I'm making content because I want to make content. It's fun.
Don't touch me. You touch me every fucking podcast.
All right, now palingenesis.
The bass sounded fake.
Do you know what palingenesis means, Trevor? It means to be born again. All right.
So these are about born again Christians?
Yes.
Christian Science.
Woo. So you didn't like the bass? I love that. A super aggressive, like slapping bass tone.
It was a good bass, but it sounded fake.
Okay. Maybe he's just that good.
That he did everything perfectly.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole normal length song.
Trevor,
this one was 3 minutes.
These are math nerds. Of course it's going to be perfect.
Yeah, when you put it into a computer.
Or you just do 100 takes.
It's a weird song. It's a really weird song. I don't think the vocals went well with the instrumentation.
Yeah, no, I can get that. It was kind of like the contrast had been there throughout the whole album, but this one was just like the most of a stretch.
Yeah, this one they were definitely stretching it. The guitar was the same throughout the whole song. It felt like.
Yeah,
it didn't really change. The bridge kind of saved the song for me, or whatever that was at the very end.
Like, towards the end. Yeah,
that part I liked. It got a little bit like better. I don't know really how to describe it.
Okay.
It was so weird. They like put a little funk in their Djent, and it makes it so weird.
Yeah, like they add some just like interesting, like just kind of like ghost notes and stuff like that, where it kind of like makes you like, like kind of like, okay, like bobbing your head a
I
bit.
feel like the bassist is just like, I'm gonna uptown funk you up. You were gonna say something in the mic.
It's not politically correct of me. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a pretty good song. I'm never a big fan of Palingenesis whenever I re-listen to this album. But it's good. It's efficient. Like, I'm never upset listening to it.
Yes.
Not very much to say about the song, honestly.
Yeah,
It's only 3 minutes. I mean, like...
Yeah, it was a normal length song.
Yeah,
that's what it had going for it.
To talk about.
So, let's get into the next song that signals the downfall of the rest of the album.
What?
Yes.
First
Kalabi Yao.
So, my one note of the song is, basically I tried to like put myself in the seat of a news listener. Holy shit, didn't see that coming.
So let's just start off with it.
All right.
It's dreamy, ethereal, yet again. Spacey sounds. I hate listening to sounds that like zoom in and out. You know?
Oh, yeah.
They get like they sound far away, then they come in and they go out. I hate that. I can't stand that. I hear an organ.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then here's where it comes. The motherfucking saxophone. Holy fucking shit. This saxophone comes in, fucking just kill me. Just kill me. And guess what? We're like almost, I swear to God, like almost 2 minutes into this fucking song at this point. Saxophone's going. No words have been said. No words need to be said. All hail the saxophone.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This fucking disaster of a song. This is the hybrid disaster if Kenny G got fucked by Metallica. Or Meshuggah, now that I know that.
Meshuggah.
So, I don't know where the fuck Kenny G just all of a sudden decided to join this fucking band. Oh my God.
It was actually Chris Barretto.
Okay, Chris B. Who cares?
Yeah, Chris B.
Crispy.
He's also an of Energy Embers, but it's definitely a little bit more reserved than his big solo in Kalabi Yao. So Kalabi Yao is a theoretical geometry manifold used in physics and superstring theory. Did you know that, Trevor?
Yes, yeah, I know. I remember from my
basically,
physics class.
So basically, Kalabi Yao is their complex dimensional objects used to generalize K3 surfaces. Now, of course, you know what a K3 surface is, but for our listeners, K3 surfaces are a compact, connected, complex manifold of dimension 2 with trivial canonical bundle of irregularity zeros. You know, your typical non Euclidean geometry. It's very basic math. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this is. Like, I have a degree in math, and I don't know what the fuck any of that was.
Yeah. It's
like,
it says
just the amount of just like constant like nerd references in Djent as a whole in this album.
Because there are a bunch of fucking math nerds who fucking know way too much about musical theory and then just think that's good to listen to.
It is
just musical theory. Put some fucking soul into it other than the vocals.
Dude, Djent is literally just jazz with a down-tuned guitar. How dare you?
Jazz?
Yeah, jazz is just musical theory plus wrong notes.
It's improvisation.
But very smart improvisation. What'd you write down?
Nothing. I forgot to add another one to the hat, and I just remembered.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so now it is time to... I love the saxophone, by the way.
Yeah, well, you're fucking wrong. Did you know that, Taryn?
Yeah, and you like blues.
And I'm fucking wrong most of the time.
Yeah, I know. That's like 80% of our relationship, both of us being wrong at the same
And then
time.
arguing while we're both wrong.
Yeah. All right. So of energy, it kind of brings all the tricks from the rest of the album into one little central area. So the first song is Singularity.
Yeah, and they jump into the song like the fucking saxophone didn't happen. Like, fuck you, you can't escape that. That happened.
All right. Do you have an opinion that doesn't revolve around a saxophone?
The fucking guitar in this song is epic.
Yeah.
I love the drums. Vocals are wearing on me at this point. Like, I've
you're
already...
just kind of sick of hearing him.
I am just sick of hearing his fucking angelic voice. It's like, either take me to heaven or drag me to hell. Fuck.
Dude, he's trying to take you to the 7th moon of Jupiter. How dare you?
Do something different and fucking get closer to the microphone. Even when you're screaming, it sounds like you're whispering. And it's a goddamn another 8-minute song.
Yeah.
So one thing that you said earlier about when I said the bass sounded fake in Palingenesis, the bass breakdown towards the end
At
of this
the 5-minute mark?
Yeah, halfway through the fucking song.
Yeah.
Sounded fake, sounded computer generated, but I could tell that there were bends. And those
Are hard to computerize.
hard to computerize, and they sounded good. So I believe that he actually may have done that in the studio.
So
He's just that good.
Watching him play this riff live for that solo, it's really interesting because his left hand isn't doing that much. Like, it's moving around a bit, but his right hand, he's got that like thumb bend going, like slapping the bottom string, but then his other fingers are just going fucking wild.
Hybrid picking.
Huh?
Hybrid picking.
Yeah, but it's just like insane to just like he's just doing like 8 things at once, and it's like, how does your brain work like that? And
I don't know.
It's insane. Take some very good dexterity. Like, you can't deny these guys have some great musicianship.
He could finger like 5 girls at once.
Yep. Like, just the sheer talent that they bring forth is just like insane. Like, they're definitely masters of their craft. They're just using it in a way that you hate. And
Yes.
this is probably their most instrumentally like percussive song, where they just really go in on that like palm muting. All of the instruments are playing kind of the same thing with the like drum patterns going on, and it's definitely an earful for someone who definitely likes the more harmonic side of instruments like yourself. So yeah, I personally love the ever-living shit out of this kind of guitar.
If this song wasn't 8 fucking minutes long, it would have probably been my favorite, but that's why it goes number 2.
This is my favorite, like, by a fucking mile. I love this song to fucking death. But yeah, like, the tonal feel is like constantly shifting up and down through the song, and it feels like you're in a fucking movie. It's great. Like,
It sounded like the Marley and Me movie where the dog dies at the end.
Oh, you mean Embers?
Yeah, so that actually, Embers comes out, and it sounds pretty ominous to begin with. There's
Yeah.
like, oh shit, what's about to go down? I don't know how, but the vocals got worse. Dude, I don't know how his voice got so nasally in this one.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
So, you tell your thoughts on this song, because I got hot button topics issues on this one.
So the way I listen to this song is, so this album is basically a big long story in a way. Singularity is the Battle of Mordor, and this song is Frodo waking up in Rivendell, and then Aragorn getting the crown, and then them getting on the boat and going away. Like, this is just like the kind of like smooth farewell. We're done now. It's a nice close. Goodbye.
It wasn't that at all. It was not that at all. This song is so all over the place. None of the instruments vibe well with each other. It feels like they all were told to do whatever they felt best and what they wanted to do for the song and go for it. None of it meshes well. You think the song is over halfway through, but it's not. They turn it into yet another goddamn saxophone song. Kenny G is back, and he's here to show you why they call it the Kenny G spot. What the fuck is this?
He's there for the smooth send-off. You haven't... Dude, you, like, haven't seen whatever his fuck name is from Rivendell in a fucking while, and now he's there at the boat for some reason, getting on to leave the human world to go, like, to the new world with the other elves or some shit. That's what Kenny G's here for. Chris B was his name? Oh,
Chris B.
Chris B. Krispy Kreme.
I couldn't get into this song. I was like, okay, they've got to have something, you know, easy. Just do what you've already been doing to end the fucking album. And I don't know how they fucked it up.
I mean, this is basically like Panko Reminato from Pink Lemonade. Like, would you count that as a song?
No, but this is a song.
I wouldn't count this one really like as a song. Like, it's kind of just
song.
like...
That you're talking about a fucking... That Panko Ramanad was a fucking bunch of Japanese girls talking.
Yeah, but there's also instrument and singing.
Yeah, it was like Pac-Man or something.
Yeah.
This song...
So I think Trevor didn't like Embers. The summation of this.
No. I did not.
Oh, man, that hurt my chest. Me and my injured cartilage.
Yeah, no, so, yeah.
All right.
Embers, I did not like. I was really hoping for something better to send it off. And it made it worse.
It made it worse.
It made it worse for me. It sounded ominous, and I was like, ooh, maybe we'll get something a little hard, you know, to end it with. But then I forgot that the other fucking 50 minutes of songs, that wasn't what I thought Djent was. Why would this be what I thought Djent is? And yeah, no, the vocals I thought got worse. The guitar is weird. I couldn't get into it. Like nothing vibed, man. I couldn't.
The song is like an art installation, you know. It's like
it's worthless and pointless, and we shouldn't subsidize it. I'm all for art and everything. I love art, but some of the stupid things that we make art, nailing a fucking banana to the wall. I'm so glad that guy ripped it down and ate it.
Yeah.
Good for him. It was gonna rot.
It was also
That's food waste.
It was also taped to wall. How dare you?
Oh my god. Okay, good. Then he didn't have to eat through a fucking rusty nail.
All right, so that is the end of the album.
What was the fucking name of the album?
Altered State.
Okay, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Altered State. So I have a whole paragraph, and would you like me to read it to you?
Sure.
While this was not what I was expecting and still was not in my realm of music, I do appreciate it quite a lot. It was great music to have in the background while doing something. However, that being said, it was quite easily lost in the background. It didn't jump out and attract your attention, therefore making it good background music, but nothing to set the energy other than a few riffs over a few songs off the album. Yeah, okay? While the music is probably some of the most pure musical theory out there, the instruments feel soulless, unlike the vocals. The metal did not get me to thrash at all. I was actually kind of hoping it would.
So now I know what to pick for next week. Next
Yeah, fucking months
next
from
Terran
now.
week.
Yeah.
Months from now, you mean 2 weeks? Or 2 weeks till I pick the next one.
Yeah. So, do you have any thoughts on what I said? Because you were shocked by what I said.
No, I was just playing it up. Like those the thumbnails and people's
Thumbnail.
YouTube videos. Just like, they said, what about Kylie Jenner's lip injections?
Is Crush about Terran? God, I
Yes.
hate those people.
Yes. We're those people. So I completely understand where you're coming from, where like your music tries to pretend like it has emotion and feeling in the guitar by just it's just fucking dumb. Like, yes, you can bend strings and slap a whammy bar like it's your wife's fucking fat clit, okay? What's impressive is how these guys can do fucking insane sweep picking. Like, they're just walking their dog through a park.
Okay, so here's what I've realized the difference between you and I. I'm going to relate this to sports. I like to watch the team go win the Super Bowl. You like to watch the Pro Bowl. You like to watch the best at it go play the game.
No, I like to watch the Super Bowl. I don't like the Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl's garbage.
I'm talking about in sports terminology, though. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of fucking people on the Pro Bowl team that were on shitty teams.
Yeah.
But they're the best at their positions.
I wouldn't say that because I'm not like a super band guy. Like, I don't want to see like...
I don't say super band. I just mean talent-wise.
Okay. But still, like, I feel like at the Pro Bowl, they're still not displaying their talent because that's like a fun game.
Yeah,
They're
I know,
just
but
all
that's
out there being buds.
That's the only way I can describe those. Like if that Pro Bowl team would go and play a season,
Yeah.
you want to do that.
So you're saying I'm a fan of the Lakers,
Yeah,
the pylon team. I'm not a fan of pylon teams. I hate pylon teams in sports. Like in practice, I hate them. But yeah, I see where you're coming from.
I'd like to see a team go out there and play teamwork and win a championship with some soul, and you just want to see people fucking do the best that is humanly possible.
I feel like the most apt actual application of that is I like and one, you like NBA. Because and one is just people doing like the crazy technical, oh, look at me, I just did a 360 between the leg dunk.
That is true. That is actually true.
I like the and one of
and
music.
Those guys can't play in the NBA.
Dude, watching Air Up There, famous and one super dunking monster, having to hand the slam dunk trophy to LeBron James in like 2015, I think it was the dumbest thing. He did in the dunk competition both a 720 dunk and a 360 between the leg jump dunk. And LeBron James did like some like alley-oop behind the back dunk or something. And it was just like, he's a way better dunker than you. Why is he handing you the trophy? But he's not tall enough to play in the NBA, and he's not a good enough shooter. He just got mad hops. But anyway, so like I understand the appeal of very emotionally driven guitars and whatnot, but like I mean, like, let's look at like the name of this, Of Energy. Like, it's not like it's trying to be like soulful. It's like it's above thought and emotion. It's this higher being of like perfection and like center of the universe energy that they're trying to portray with their music. So like they're trying to like, it's like someone playing a character basically. Like they're super perfect, just like to a T, smart, idealistic music that they're making is the character they're putting on. Like,
I didn't get that at all.
Oh, okay, so like,
no, I understood what you said, but I don't see that.
Like, you don't see the appeal?
I don't see that being the case.
Well, I mean, like, they're also just like trying to fill like a void, because if everyone just played the same emotionally driven music and that's all there is, then like there wouldn't be room for that like ultra like perfect talent.
Well, but then with that logic, we should go start a podcast about hedgehogs, because there's probably no podcast about hedgehogs.
You know, there's no podcast out there that's two best friends where one of them's sober, one of them's drunk, and they're talking about music albums.
I actually don't think there are.
Yeah, I think we are literally doing what you were just nagging me about.
I hate you. You know what?
Like,
how about there's no podcast?
Oh, but I'd miss you. But no, I love it. I think there's something that's really special about just people putting on absurd levels of talent.
That's what I appreciate about it.
Because Jack White is an amazing guitarist.
Yeah.
He is phenomenal, but he doesn't really show it that much in his music. He plays what's correct for the music.
Yeah.
He can play far above the stuff he performs for Jack White, the White Stripes, whatever 20th group he started.
That's fair.
And it's like, I would like to see basically like him make an album that's
Tim Henson, style.
Him just performing at the peak of his perfection. Because like Tim Henson even complained like playing some of his riffs live are just like kind of unreasonable, like unreasonably hard. And you could think, well, then why'd you put it on an album? Because I can. And it's just like, I would like to see someone like Jack White do that, like, because it's really interesting to me.
This is like a weird conversation about music, because you're like, obviously you go ask an artist like, is this the best you can do? When they make an album, what are they going to say? Yes.
Yeah.
Like, so
define what best is.
Yeah, like, is this your best creative, like, or is this how best you can play your instrument? I think you really like how well can you play your instrument.
Yeah.
And I think the type of artistry that you like is very different than the type of artistry that I like.
Yeah, it is. That's why we do the podcast. Our character differences.
Like, I'm okay with this couch, and you're like, no.
I want it to be leather and black.
Yeah, I know, because you're obsessed with porn.
Yes.
You have a porn addiction.
So let's get into the ratings of this album.
So, it's your album, so you get to go first.
I give it a 7.
Okay.
It's definitely above the middle of the road in terms of music for me, but at the same time, I love Djent, but this isn't even my personal favorite Djent. This is just the Djent that I knew you could tolerate halfway. Like,
and what's crazy is I was actually expecting
you were
harder, and I would have
expecting
liked
me to
it.
bring some fucking heavy shit. Okay, so in other words, I should have brought like, like Holy Hell by Architects. You're expecting something fucking to slap you.
Yeah.
Some black.
Yeah. So I kind of went back and forth to where I wanted to rate this. I think.
Can I predict?
Yeah.
4.
I was going to go with that. But I do have to give them credit for the effort and the talent. And that's why I go a 5.
Taryn hit the halfway point. Taryn hit the halfway point. Fuck you, Chris Stapleton.
Still hate him?
Yeah.
That was like 3 weeks ago now. It's 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So now it is time to
pick from the hat.
Pick from the hat.
Every third week after we choose, we will go through and pick through the hat an album from the last year. This is Taryn's snapback and flex fit hat, which kind of bothers me. Why is it both a flex fit and a snapback?
I just needed a hat for work.
Okay, so Taryn picked 5. I picked 5. I'm really scared as to which one I want. Is this a good one? Oh shit! I picked 2, but I'm gonna read the number 1. It's Lady Gaga Chromatica. The one behind it was More Mother Mental Jewelry.
Damn it, those are both great.
So that one goes back in the hat because we haven't done that. But Lady Gaga Chromatica.
I'm super excited.
I like Lady Gaga.
The single off this album, I've listened to a fuck ton. It's a great fucking song. Minus it featuring Ariana Grande. I don't know. Fuck her. She's a cunt. But the song's good. We'll get into that next week. We need like not a podcast, like a 90s sitcom sign off where like, like music starts playing and we're like,
we just wave at the camera. Bye guys. Bye.
Thanks for watching this week. Yeah.
Like the end of Saturday Night Live. And we're just and then we just start talking. Just like,
yeah.
I fucking loved it. This is great.
And like they had to do the
thanks for coming.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Thanks, I always forget the guy who created Saturday Night Live.
Lorne Michaels.
Lorne Michaels, thank you for having me on. It's been great, guys.
Thanks to our musical
And
guest, Tesseract.
And then they're just staying there with their fucking like 12-string guitar.
Yeah. So Lady Gaga Chromatica. You can't read this piece of paper. I'm actually excited about this because I love Lady Gaga.
Me too, dude.
You think she'll come on the podcast?
Probably. You know, I don't think she's doing anything.
Could you ask her for that meat dress if you could smoke it? That was
Can I
a
eat it
decade
off
ago.
of her? Dude, I would.
Tartar.
I would eat raw beef off of Lady Gaga. I don't give a shit.
This is getting weird, guys.
Yeah, it is.
Lady Gaga Chromatica. I'm excited about this one because you've been telling me a lot about it, and I have not listened to it at all.
I love this album.
So,
Based off the 3 songs I know off the album.
I mean, I like that last that dive bar album she did, like Just a Million Reasons. That was a great song.
It was okay, yeah.
And then she did that one song with Bradley Cooper that everyone loved.
That has like over 1 billion streams on Spotify.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
A Star is Born or whatever.
Was from A Star is Born.
So, anyway, that has been surprisingly music.
Yeah, that was surprising music for you.
It was surprising music for me. So, I'm Trevor.
I'm Taryn.
And check us out on Surprising Twit on Twitter and at
Surprisingly Podcast on Instagram.
And that's
check
pretty
us out
much
on
it.
Spotify. If you're listening to us on YouTube, check us out on YouTube. If you're listening to us on Spotify, just see which one you prefer. You know,
If you're listening on Apple, iTunes, you can't
Thanks for
see
listening
this.
to the podcast.
Yeah, you can't see this.
Yeah. Go watch us on YouTube to know how we feel about your streaming platform.
Yeah. Android.
Yeah. And,
Dogecoin.
Of course, tell us what you think of the podcast. Tell us some constructive criticism if you have any. If you made it this far, clearly we did something right. Or just say like, hey, you guys should pace this better. Like, I don't know.
If you listen to this, let us know. There may be a prize.
Dude, I would suck the dick of whoever made it this far into the episode.
Hopefully it's a female.
I'll suck your lady dick.
Oh my god. Well, Taryn made that promise, so he has to abide by it. It's the rules of the Constitution.
Yep.
So we already said our names. We already said everything.
Yep,
We've
yep.
already done this. We're just blabbering. So let's r/sign off.